Hey, happy Wednesday. Hopefully my voice stays intact. Hello, welcome. Bombshell Boot Camp, day 3. Talking about consistency. So, who is here? Come on in. Shout yourself out. Hashtag live if you're here. Hashtag live. Welcome. We're going to do a quick recap. This is day 3. If you've been here every single day this week, shout yourself out. Let us know also where you're at in the world, where you're tuning in from. And if you have been here this week, Monday or Tuesday, and this is your 3rd day, I want you to shout yourself out. Hashtag consistency. Well done. Pat yourself on the back. Let me know what your key takeaways have been so far. What have you learned? I have to make sure that I post this for my group so they don't miss out. For some reason, StreamYard doesn't let you post into groups anymore live, so you have to kind of manually do some things. But just a couple extra steps, but it gives Facebook and everything to a chance to catch up. So, speaking of catching up, we're here to live the good life. We are right here, right on time, every time. So if this is your first day, welcome. We're going to do a quick recap from the first 2 days. If you did miss it, then we're going to go through day 3. And then also, I'm dressed in workout gear. We're going to move just a little bit, just a couple minutes. I don't have shoes on. Yes, I have shorts. I have pants on. You can't see them, but you don't need anything, okay? And we're just going to move a little bit, so don't be scared. Make sure you stay. Okay, so day 1, this has been an incredible, impact-filled week. And day 1 was all about who you are to your core. So as we unleash the freedom formula this week, talking about how to have courageous confidence in seasons of change, to be able to live the good life, the life that you desire on your terms. Come with me. All right, awesome. So, pause that, put that aside. We're going to go back to some music when we move later. So, let's put this aside for now. All right, cool. So, day 1 was all about your core. I have sand everywhere. Hashtag Caribbean problems. For those of you who don't know, I live here in Puerto Rico, and I moved here a little less than 3 years ago. And I retired from the military, ended my marriage, all at the same time, came here with 10 suitcases to live the life on my terms, my dreams. All right. And so it has not been easy. And I've had to have some courageous confidence in this season of change. And in some ways, it feels like it was just yesterday, 3 years. And in many ways, it's like time has stopped. And it was like many years ago. And this is a huge challenge that most people have in seasons of change. And that's why I want to go through this freedom formula, because this has been the system for almost everything that I've been through. I started my business in 2017. So I rewrote this system well before before COVID, before all this other stuff had happened in my life. And I want to tell you from experience, this system works when you do the work. And it can be a preventative tool, a set of tools in your toolkit. It's time for lunch. I didn't eat my lunch yet. We're going to talk about our habits today and fueling our body so that our brain works at optimum performance. All right. So I'm right here navigating life stressors and pressures, just right here with you. And what I have found is having this toolkit for when life gets thrown at you, or when illness or injury strikes, or grief, or challenges in your career or your business, or changes in your career, or God forbid, if you lose a job, God's got a plan for us. And I don't know what your belief systems are, but it's not our timeline. And so often we like to control things. And when we control things and we put things in boxes and we think we have to have it all perfect and figure it out, That's not freedom. What we go through in this preventative system that I've created, it's not sexy. It's not fancy. It's preventative to create more freedom in our life and in our system to be able to navigate anything that comes our way. And so we have these tools in our toolkit for when shift hits the fan. All right. So they call me the shift master, and I'm starting my PhD next week. So I'm going to be the shift doctor once I'm done. But right now we're called the shift master, and shift with a Y. So if you go to shiftmaster.com with shift with a Y, you'll kind of check it out and see some of the things that I've been working in the background. So I really haven't fully launched it yet, but you get first access here. Because if you're here, that means you know that you're made for more and you want to design a life on your terms that you desire so you can feel happier, healthier, wealthier, more free, less rigid, less put in a box. So we're not playing small. We're happier, healthier. We have the energy. We have the zest for life to live the good life, because why not? So everyone post in the comments, why not me? Why not me right now? Why not you? And so day one, we got clear on our intentions and our values, our posture. We went over a little bit about our posture and our personality and our identity without the roles, without the title of mom or CEO or manager. If you got out of your uniform or that outfit that you wear, and you got clear of what's beneath all this stuff on the outside, or without your house or without your family, getting clear, finding that inner peace and finding that inner happiness, that inner joy. Who are you without these roles? Who are you without that car? Who are you without that handbag? Who are you without that uniform? Who are you when no one's calling you wife or mom or honey or babe? I've had to ask myself those questions as I ended multiple roles and moved to a place that I knew almost no one. I had to get clear and quiet the noise of all the outside and say, okay, what can I do to bring myself happiness and joy? And what does home look like? And what is my new identity? And I've done this multiple times as I've navigated wheelchair-bound struggles. My military career was almost over as I was in the middle of my NFL career, and I spent 6 months in a wheelchair, diagnosed with a really rare form of rheumatoid arthritis, when the doctors told me I could never walk again and run again, let alone run 28 marathons and dance and be a fitness coach. So I've had to navigate different identities. I've had a cancer diagnosis. I've had divorce, betrayal, retirement, not getting selected for things. These things can cause a lot of havoc in our system. And actually, it causes grief. Someone doesn't have to die for your body and your system to experience grief. And the emotions are all over the place. So as an emotional intelligence coach and as a temperament instructor, this is what I do to help you navigate the stresses and pressures and all the things that our system is going and growing through in these seasons of change. And when we can understand that a lot of times it's grief, we're grieving old identities, we're grieving friendships, we're grieving loss, we're grieving what we thought life could look like. And if you're in this season of change and grief, you are not alone. And this is the work that I do in my private coaching. This is the transformation that we go through in my coursework, in my group coaching, and also in my intensives, such as the Revive and Thrive retreat, or even the book writing retreat, or my team building activities, or my corporate work that I do for corporate wellness. So I just want to share that with you because I think context matters. Because a lot of times people are like, oh, it must be nice. You live in paradise. You're living your best life. Yes, I am. And I've had to put these tools into practice every single day. Every day. I had to have a challenging conversation this morning, and I was like bawling my eyes out just about an hour ago. I had to wipe my tears, put myself back together, have a dance party. I have these tools in my toolkit to be able to recenter, refocus so I can show up powerfully. And I shortened that time period of self-doubt and overwhelm for myself and for others by utilizing these tools. And they're simple tactical strategies. And so day one was all about who you are to the core. Day two is about confidence. So confidently stepping into that next level version of you. Who are you becoming as you're evolving in this next identity? As you're navigating the emotions and the stressors of life, setting the goals, setting the new audacious, bodacious goals that are scary, that are going to help you grow into the next level version of you. So we talked about setting goals, and then we talked about setting or dressing ourselves for that next level version. So what do you do? How do you dress? How do you make decisions in that future self? I'm seeing some comments. Yes. Hello, Heather. Hashtag freedom. Why not me? Thank you. Thank you. Keep engaging. Why not me? Yes. The shift master. Don't wait till shift hits the fan to ask for help and to book a call with me. But so often people do it. Unfortunately, what I've learned about change is that it's got to hurt bad enough. And in order to make change, it's got to hurt bad enough and it's got to be your idea. So I'm not here to beg you. But if you know that you want more, you're ready for a shift, you're ready for more momentum, more happiness, more energy, more aliveness in your life, don't wait till you've been sitting in the fetal position for 6 months to ask for help. I've been there. I know the shame, the guilt, the overwhelm, the stacking of more and more emotions and shoving them down and eating your feelings. I know, wearing black all the time. That's why I do this work. And that's why I need to share this, because I've been through it. And it might not look like it all the time. But I'm telling you, if you have these tools in your toolkit, you'll bounce back quicker. You have a community that will support you. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about community. But yesterday we talked about acting as if you were your future self already. So asking yourself the powerful questions. How do they eat? How do they move their body? How do they dress? How do they move? What restaurants do they go to? What events do they go to? So put yourself in that the future self. Have a conversation. Self, if you are a future CEO, a business owner, a speaker, an author, binge watching Netflix and not getting out of your big sweatpants and not getting out of your house and meeting new people, probably not going to be good for your business. Or you getting out and sharing your message and practicing being live on camera with the lighting and the technology and navigating all the things, probably not too many people are going to know about you. Or partnering with other people. I've partnered with so many incredible people. I'm going live with an event tomorrow and Friday. I just have more and more opportunities by keep putting myself out there. They don't just show up on my doorstep as I'm crying at my computer screen. I get emails, I get opportunities because I keep putting myself out there consistently, which brings us to day 3, talking about consistency. Okay. So consistency is a mental muscle. All right, everyone say consistency is a mental muscle. Consistency is a mental muscle. Y'all, I don't want to be consistent. I don't want to wake up to my alarm every day. There's days that I just want to hit snooze. Consistency is everything. And here's why. Does anybody know why? What does consistency do in relationships? Because we want to think about the end game. We want to create impact. We want to create more legacy, right? We want to connect with more people, right? So if you're a future business owner, or if you want to improve your relationships with your family or your children or your community or in your church, it takes relationships. Relationships are built on what? Trust, connection, community, consistency, and celebration, right? But trust should be a foundation, right? Trust and mutual respect. So how do we build trust? Because trust, yes, it has to be earned, and sometimes trust is kind of inherently given. Well, if you're in similar circles, you're like, oh, this other person trusts you, so I should be able to trust you too, right? These are good people. These are my people. So with trust, it comes consistency. When that consistency is broken, when someone says, hey, I'm going to come help you move this Saturday, I have a truck, I'm going to bring water, we're going to have pizza, I'm going to lighten the load for you, I'm going to help you because I know life is overwhelming for you. Or Annette, when she came to pick me up at the airport here in Puerto Rico with my 10 suitcases, I came here alone, 2 luggage carts with 10 suitcases, and it was so challenging. And she said, I will be there. We have a truck. I will be there. I will help you move in. I will do whatever it takes. If she didn't show up, that trust factor I'm sure she probably would have had a good reason why. Or if those people that say they're going to be there don't show up, that eats away at the trust and the credibility and the character of that person, right? And then we might not ask them for help again. We might not ask them to go to dinner. You ever have that one friend that just cancels all the time or is always like, I'm not going to just show up, or they're like 2 hours late? What does that do in relationship? It erodes the trust. But when they're consistently there, when they're consistently answering your emails, when they're consistently answering the phone, when they're consistently showing up for you when it matters. And also the part of this is you have to ask for help too. And you have to kind of tell people what you need, right? So that's a whole part of relationships, which we're going to go over tomorrow. But that consistency builds a self-trust, and that builds a mental muscle that you can count on people, right? Okay, so if you're with me, yes, amen, that's right. Consistency is a mental muscle. Okay, so we're really good at doing that for other people. But today, this is about you. So how can we build consistency and that self-love and that self-trust muscle with yourself? Because the relationship with yourself sets the tone of how you show up with other people. So it all starts with you. Okay, so let's build that self-trust, that self-love, that consistency muscle, that mental muscle with ourselves. Okay, so day 3 is all about consistency. So I want us to start with how can we be consistent and build that self-trust muscle with ourselves. Let me take a sip of water. So how do we do it? All right, I always talk about it's not sexy, y'all. What I do, we get back to basics. Get back to basics. All right, so this starts with you, not someone else, pulling you along. Yes, we're going to talk about accountability tomorrow, but this is you. A you first, you too mentality. Okay, so when you say we're drawing the line, I'm going to show up for me, regardless of who's clapping for me, regardless of who's trying to get me up, or whatever the case is. How can you stay committed and consistent to yourself no matter what? Okay, so I want to talk to you about tip number 1 is the 2% rule and the 34-minute method. This is my signature method. So those of you who've been in my world for a while, we have the 2% rule. So we each have 1,440 minutes in a day. Everyone has, yes, 24 hours. Do the math. I had to do the calculator. 1,440 minutes in a day. And if we were to implement a 34-minute method for each and every day, unstoppable, unshakable, unbreakable method, that is 2% of your day. I already did the math, okay? So 34 minutes a day is only 2% of your day. So my challenge to you is for you. This is for you, not me. I don't want you to do it for me. I want you to do it for you. I want you to adopt a 2% rule, a 34-minute method each and every day. And I want you to say, where's my 2% today? I pour into everyone else. Everyone else gets all of me. Where's my 2%? So post in the comments, where's my 2% today? Where's my 2% today? Let's go over what that 2% looks like. Okay, 34 minutes. That's it. You could do 34 minutes. When you think about it like that, it's not so overwhelming. It's not 3 hours at the gym. It's not doing all these things and only eating 2 pieces of broccoli and 10 almonds. No, it's enjoying life, but giving yourself 2% of your day of a non negotiable. Where's my 2% today? Yes. Would you say it with sass? Own it. Who's got my 2% today? Where is it? Why not me? Own it with confidence. Wear that pop of color that we talked about yesterday. Put on that outfit and say, where's my 2%? Put on that workout outfit. Okay. Put on that movement outfit. 2%. We're going to go over it. It's 2, 30, and 2. Okay. It's 2 minutes of goal setting, gratitude, intentions each and every morning. I didn't bring my planner. Let me grab it real quick. Okay. So 2% of goal setting, gratitude, and intentions each and every day. So my first book that I self-published was The Crystal Clear Life Planner. It's a women's 90-day action plan to embrace chaos and live a fulfilling life. I was at a mermaid weekend this last weekend. I sold a bunch of these. But it's a 90-day planner, and it maps you through generating your dream day and the 34-minute method. So pretty awesome. And then we have a men's version too. Look at how cool this is. It's hopefully you can see it. Anyways, so the blur background, but regardless, it's a men's tactical life planner. So as you can see, there's a men's version, women's version, but this maps out the 34-minute method. We're going to talk about tracking here in a moment. But if you have 2 minutes in the morning, easy prompts, 2 minutes in the evening, easy prompts. What went well? What can you do differently? How are your emotions? Did you get your water intake? Did you do your workout? Did you do everything that you said you were going to do? And so this is 2 minutes in the morning of reflection, intention, and goal setting and gratitude. Woo! And then 2 minutes of celebration at the end of every single day. The celebration was a little early. 2 minutes of celebration. We're going to talk about celebration more in detail on Friday because that's the 5th C in the Freedom Formula. But when we map this out, it's not so overwhelming. And I know when I first started journaling and I had an empty notebook and I'm like, what the heck am I going to write? And then I started working with other journals and other prompts. And I realized that I had so much in my head and so many emotions that I needed to data dump. And we're going to talk about a data dump here in a couple minutes. This is so important. There are so many psychological benefits to good old-fashioned pen and paper onto that page. 2 minutes in the morning, 2 minutes in the evening. And then what do we do in between? 30 minutes of movement. So we're going to do movement, and it's 30 minutes, not 3 hours at the gym. We're not going to do 30 minutes today. We're going to do a little bit today, and we're going to do it from a seated position. So I want to prove to you that you can do this from a chair at your desk. Or, well, not when you're driving, but at a chair or a wheelchair if you're in one, right? So there's options for all levels, okay? So we're going to do some movement here in a couple minutes. I want to finish my other 2 tips, and then we're going to move for about 4 or 5 minutes, okay? So number 1, 2% rule is a 34-minute method. So 2 minutes of goal setting, gratitude, intentions, 30 minutes of movement, and 2 minutes of reflection and celebration at the end of every single day. Okay. So you don't need a whole life overhaul. You just need that 34-minute method system of non-negotiables. Okay. So in addition to our non-negotiables, we track our non-negotiables. So tip number 2 is tracking. So utilizing systems or planners, my planner or something, so that you make sure that you get your non-negotiables in. So the 4 non-negotiables that I want us to capture, basics, not fancy, not fad diet, okay? No quick fixes here. The basics: sleep, hydration, nutrition, and movement. So everyone say sleep, hydration, nutrition, and movement. Sleep, hydration, nutrition, and movement. Put in the comments so that your brain is putting it on repeat. Sleep, hydration, nutrition, and movement. So here's what I want you to do. Our mental health is how you are feeling today. I want you to do a quick recap. The last 3 days of your life. So today is Wednesday. So Monday, Tuesday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. And we're halfway through Wednesday. So Sunday to Monday, Monday to Tuesday, Tuesday to Wednesday. Sleep, hydration, nutrition, and movement. Yes, great job. Thank you. All right. So how was in the last 3 days? How was your sleep? How was your nutrition? How was your hydration? And how much did you move? Those are the 4 things that I want you to consider before you judge yourself. Before you make big life decisions, I want you to check in with yourself of how you feel and what have you been doing in those 4 areas of your life. Start there. So often I see it all the time. Oh, should I intermittent fast? How about this supplement? How about this injection? All of these things, these outside things, when people aren't doing the very basics. The berry basics. Have some berries in your life. Get the berry basics in. I just made that up. I'm going to put that on a t-shirt. Do the berry basics first, Brenda. Berry basics, Brenda, okay? Be like berry basics, Brenda. Sleep, hydration, nutrition, and movement. All right? Stop reaching for all the outside noise. Please, please, please. Get back to the berry basics. Okay? Sleep, hydration, nutrition, and movement. And track your progress. It matters because you are doing so much. And a lot of times if you don't track it, then you don't understand how much you are accomplishing in the day. And then when it comes to celebration, which we're going to talk about on Friday, we tend to judge ourselves and we feel like we have to push more and do more and that we're not good enough. Ask me how I know. When I'm not tracking, when I'm not journaling and I'm not measuring my progress, I'm like a hamster wheel. I'm like, more, do. Because that's what I used to tie my worth to how much I was doing. And so rewriting some of that story has been a part of my path of my healing journey, of rewriting some of that. Okay, so tracking your progress is a beautiful tool. And this isn't such a rigid structure like for judgment and like beating ourselves up of how horrible we are that we didn't eat well today or we didn't get our water, we didn't get our movement in. No, this is a measurement for us to understand the patterns. And this is what I do and I help my clients do, and especially in my private clients and in my courses. What we do is we use some of these as tools to understand where the patterns, where we need to maybe make some changes in our habits. So I do a whole curriculum on habits. So in the academy that we do, it's a 3-month group coaching course. We go through a whole segment on habits and really designing and spending time mapping this out. Okay. So if you want access to that, send me a message. I'd love to have a conversation. This is also the work I do in my private coaching so that you can build a long-term sustainable plan that you can feel really good about. Y'all, I eat something sweet every day. I eat dessert every day. I had a grilled wrap. Oh, it was so good. And French fries last night because I know that I have a system that is long-term and sustainable, that I can enjoy like all the things in life. I can have my birthday cake next week. Y'all, I'm having birthday cake. Yes, I am. Probably going to have ice cream too. And I might have it twice without shame. So having a good relationship with our nutrition and our hydration in the system is so worth it, okay? So that's tip number 2, tracking. What you track, what you manage is what you can improve. Okay. And when there's tension in your tracking, when there's resistance, when there's tension in your body, it's something to pay attention. And that's when you have a conversation with me. Hey, I'm having tension or resistance in this area. Can you please help me? The answer is yes. Okay. But you have to ask for help. I can't read your mind. So send me a message. Let's hop on a call. I offer free 30-minute breakthrough calls. I have assessments on my website. I have voice analyzers. I have ways that I can support you that is completely free. And When we hop on that call, you are going to accelerate and amplify your life instantly. I'm going to give you tools and resources. If it's a great fit for us to work together, great. If not, all good. Okay. I'm not going to beg you. I'm not going to show up your doorstep. No, that's not my style. Okay. So I want to help you shorten that time period of self-doubt and overwhelm. So send me a message. I want to connect with you. Okay. And then tip number 3, really quickly, the 3-2-1 rule. Okay. So this is the first thing that I help my clients through. It's not always the morning routine. It's the evening routine and then everything in between. But let's start with the evening routine. 3-2-1 rule. No eating 3 hours before bed. So if you want to wake up with zest and aliveness and energy, we have to get the proper sleep, which means we have to say, okay, what time am I going to go to bed? And then we have to backwards plan. Many of you have children and you have to put them on the bus or get them to school. What time do they have to be out the door? You backwards plan. For everyone else, you backwards plan to make sure that, your spouse's lunch is made or the dinner's ready for when they're walking the door. Now let's backwards plan for us. Okay, so that means 3 hours before bed, no meals. So no eating 3 hours before bed. So our body can continue to process and start the shutdown process. No drinking 2 hours before bed. So if you were to say, okay, 10 o'clock, we don't eat dinner after 7, after 8 p.m., no drinking. So end our water intake. That means we got to front load it. Make sure we get enough water before 8 o'clock. Okay, so that means we're not guzzling all this water at 8 o'clock before we go to bed, because guess what? It's going to disrupt your sleep because you're going to be up peeing all night. We don't want that. Okay, so 2 hours before bed, no drinking. And then also 2 hours, my invitation to you, no working, no work talk, no igniting, no amplifying shows or something that's going to get you upset. We want to shut our nervous system down slowly, right? And so no social media that's going to ignite your emotions or get you angry or activated. Try to have some cooling, calming, maybe music or light a candle. There's ways that you can, or have essential oils. I created this essential oil. This is a eucalyptus and a mint and lavender. And it just is so calming, right? So you can keep this by your bedside. You can do a spritz. Create a routine and a ritual for yourself, for your body to shut down. And then, speaking of shutting down, 1 hour before bed, this is a 3-2-1 rule. No eating 3 hours before bed, no drinking or work talk or activating things 2 hours before bed. And then 1 hour before bed, no screens. That means TV. That means social media, your phone, answering text messages, emails. That blue light in the screen actually disrupts our sleep schedule and our circadian rhythm because it's processing. Your brain is processing everything you're seeing. Right now, your brain and your system is processing every single word, every single body language, every single smile, every single quirk, every single perk that you get from this experience. Your body and your system is processing it. So if we shut down the screens an hour before bed, it shuts down that light and that activation properly. Okay. So 3-2-1 rule is our final tip. First one was the 2% rule. We got a lot of rules around here, but this is ways for us to simply have a set of non-negotiables and standards to build that self-trust muscle. And that builds our confidence, because when we show up powerfully, the brain keeps track of every single time we show up for ourselves. And it builds a self-trust muscle, which means we can be more confident, which means we can be more alive for other people, which means we can create more impact, which means we can be more connected with other people, which means we're going to get more results, which means we're going to have more motivation, which means we're going to be able to do more and accomplish more and build more self-trust and connect more with other people and create more of a legacy. See how this momentum flows? Okay, so this works, my friends, and the work works when you do the work. It's the basics. Get back to very basics, Becky, okay? All right, so this is the part of the Freedom Formula. Step 3, I was bringing out my planner, so I want to share with you the road to resilience. This is my other book where I share stories from my memoir, where I go through the freedom formula in more detail. And there's journal prompts at the end of every single chapter here that can help you deepen this work even more. Okay. So there's plenty of resources, there's plenty of tools out there, but I want you to know that the biggest tool that you have is the body that we're living in. So we're going to move our body. I'm going to play the theme song again. It's a 3-minute theme song. We're going to move, maybe do a dance party, and I'm going to show you how to move from your chair. Okay. So we're going to do 3 minutes of movement. Hopefully you're able to hear this. Let's turn it up. Yeah. All right. So shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. All right. So we're going to roll out the shoulders. I'm still seated. Remember, I don't have shoes on, okay? We're not going to be jumping. No burpees. So we're going to open up our backstroke here. So warming it up. Shoulders up, back and down. Chin up, chest proud. Warming up the shoulders. Get the movement. Feeling if you have tension or resistance. Remember, I'm the one on the internet right now, not you. They all see me. They don't see you. All right. Shoulders up, back and down. Arms straight out. Chin up, chest proud. So we're going to straight up with both of our fists, fancy wrists, and then flatten it out. Okay? So up, down, chin up, chest proud. We're going to live the good life. We are flying into the next level version of us with this beautiful movement. Now brace that core. So if I'm going to come punch you in the gut, I'm not going to do that, but we're going to brace for impact. We are going to go over a punching motion here shortly. All right, we're going to give our, woo, you feel that? Yes, that burning sensation is results. Everyone always says, Crystal, how do you get those sexy shoulders? A lot of this movement, 30 minutes, including warm up and cool down, no equipment. All right, let's roll out the shoulders. All right, that's exercise 1. Exercise 2 is, you're not going to be able to see this. Let me bring that just a little bit. All right, hands are here. Knees up. Knees up. So lean back in your chair just a little bit. Knees up. So standing crunch or sitting crunch right here. So if you want to, fingertips to the temples, crunch. Knees up, big crunch. Knees up, big crunch. Here. We're gonna live the good life. All right, if you're ready, alternating elbow to the opposite knee. Right here, seated. All right, we got 1 more move. Get ready. We're going to finish strong with a jab cross. Cheaper than anger management. Put your nukes up. Come to the edge of your chair. Jab cross. Jab cross right here. All right. So in Beyond Limits Boot Camp, no equipment, 30 minutes, including warm up and cool down. Come with it. And on Fridays, we do Fighter Friday, karate and kickboxing moves. Cheaper than anger management. Come with me. Jab cross. Fast and furious. Relax your shoulders. Rotate the waist. Burn it inches right here. Gotta live the good life. Woo! Get warm. All right, we're gonna go back to the knees, standing crunch. Get ready. 3, 2, 1. Knee. Right here. The good life. Alternating. We're gonna finish strong. You got it. Breathe. Come with me. Jab cross, jab cross, jab cross, jab cross. Come with me. Put your dukes up. High fives. Nice work. 3 minutes of movement. Who's gasping for air and sweating? Wow. Oh gosh. Okay, so that was brief moment of movement. So just know that anything that you put your mind to is possible. All right. So if you tell yourself, I don't have time to work out, I can't do those moves, I can never work out with you, I can't afford you, all of these are stories in our head. Let's have a conversation. Let's see what could be possible beyond the limits that other people, places, society, social media, whatever is out there is noise. So we're here this week to declutter, clear the noise, get clear of who you are to the core and what you're capable of and what that next level version of you looks like. Consistently showing up as that future self and learning about ourselves through the process. So we don't judge, we learn about who we are, building that self-love and that self-trust muscle by consistently showing up powerfully with our daily non-negotiables. So today was all about consistency. Hopefully you loved this message. I want to hear your comments, any reflections, and I would love, love, love for you to share this message with at least 3 people that need to hear this today. All right. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about accountability and community because we're not meant to do life alone. So, we're going to give you some more tangible tips and strategies to be able to amplify your network, your accountability system, so that you can achieve more and make sure you have the right people in your corner that are going to fuel you forward. Yes or yes? All right. So, if you want to book a call, thank you so much. Thank you for being here. I would love to continue the engagement in the comments. So send me a message if you want to get started. You want to book a call. You're not sure what this looks like. You're like, I just want to talk to you. I don't know what this looks like. That's okay. That's actually how most people start the conversation. They're like, I just don't know where to get started. I got so much going on. Let me just go blah. And that's totally cool. So I'm here to meet you wherever you're at. Wherever you're at in the world, wherever you're at in your fitness journey, come join us. I'm not that scary. I just want to help you move. I want you to help you feel alive again. Okay? So I love you all. Have a great rest of your day. See you tomorrow. Same time, same awesome station. Have a great day. Cheers, everyone.